So we're back for this again. I don't know if you know this right now, but it's like September 2012. And what's going on right now is football, of course. It's fall. But there's a problem. A few years ago, they had the NFL strike where they couldn't figure out the payments for the players, so none of the players were going to play. Now we've got pretty much the same thing with the refs. None of the refs were getting the money they wanted, so they're on strike. That doesn't mean that football has been canceled, though. Nope. Instead, they're bringing in all these refs from the college and high school level who ref for high school and college games, and they're having them as replacement refs. That's the term, replacement refs. It's all over the news right now. In 5 years, you'll look back, and that's going to be the mark of 2012 football season. Nobody's going to care who won the Super Bowl. It's going to be all about the refs. And it's pretty clear why. I don't know if you're a football fan, but football is very different on each level. Whether you're in high school, that's going to be very different from college level, which is very different depending on the level, and that's very different from professional football level. There's the different worries about dangers. There's different, okay. High school, college, and professional have all different levels of professionalism or skill on the teams. So high schoolers don't hit as hard as 40-year-old pro ballers. So the refs are used to seeing high school ball, which you have to call a lot more strictly. You have to say, hey, that could have been a dangerous tackle, so you're getting flagged. Whereas in pro ball, it's more of, are you okay? Can you walk it off? Then you're fine. No call. So this is what's going on right now. We are having conflict with the refs. And most recently, this happened last night between a Green Bay and I think it was Seattle Green Bay game. Okay? Refs made a bad call. Everybody's arguing. Of course they're going to argue about the refs' call. That's just the nature of football. But now they're even more upset because it's replacement refs. It's refs that don't even belong on the Pro Bowl field. So, yeah. That's what's going on. And, of course, all of this has got me thinking, along with other stuff, about just the dangers of football, the dangers of any sport you watch. We as Americans, as a people, as human beings all over the world, we're bloodthirsty, and it's really weird if you think about it. How can so many people gather to watch a game that's got a 5-foot English major screaming and hollering and throwing her fists up in the air, yelling, get him, tackle him, take him down, you get him, yeah. What kind of sport is that? What kind of entertainment is that that's got such a fandom going on? It's weird. It's pretty bizarre. I was at a rugby game a couple weeks ago, and it's women's rugby, and the crowd was pretty small because it was Mary Washington and our school spirit sucks. But I think 3 or 4 girls ended up in the hospital with concussions and bloody noses and bloody faces. It's rough. Yet there were people out there, and there were people wanting to play in that. We have such a yearning to be savage, to be brutal, to be fierce, and it really makes you wonder what kind of animals we are, what kind of creatures, what is it about us that makes us so desirous for blood, We're said to be the civilized of creatures. But if you put us in a football stadium, or if you put us on the rugby pitch, the soccer field, basketball even, it gets rough out there. I always make fun of basketball because it's not really the contact sport, but it really is. You see the players with the broken noses. I don't know how they reach their elbows onto their noses to break them, but hey, apparently it happens. But look at hockey. You know that saying about hockey games? I love hockey. One of the few sports I'll follow. But I mean, you say went to the fights and a hockey match broke out. Hockey is brutal. You have people sitting there yelling, get him, punch him, hit him, ice him, whatever. And it's just really surprising. I mean, it's normal people. It's doctors, reverends, teachers, children. It starts so early, too. We're taught to valorize the intensity of the sport. We're taught to glorify the broken bones and the bloodies and the bruises. And I don't know. It's so weird. Yet, I don't think I'd actually change any of it. Not for me. I was thinking today how much I miss the ups and downs of sports. I haven't been watching any lately. I just get the news about it afterwards. But I've really been missing keeping up with my teams, watching the hope and the dreams of the players who practice so hard and then see either victory or defeat. I've been missing that roller coaster I get from watching my sports. So it's obviously something important to us as human beings, as people. It's a way that we connect with each other. It's a way that we interact. And it's a way that we recognize human skill. But I don't know. Something about it just seems odd. Of course, it goes throughout history that you could look at the ball game that the Aztecs used to play to determine who would be sacrificed. It was all based on how well you could play, and if you didn't play well enough, you just got your head chopped off, and that's how it was. It's pretty. And that's something that has survived. It wasn't just the Mayans, the uncivilized brute savages of thousands of years ago. It's also now in the 21st century when we have iPhones and iPads and Skype. And it's all about being in human contact and networking, even if it's over the internet. Maybe that's why we crave it still. Because so much of our human contact has become technical. It's done through email and text message, telephones if you're lucky. And people are craving that human contact, that this is a human being here, and so am I. That's cool.